Back after a little bit of a break, but not here at the warehouse. I've been remodeling Unit 4, which is the last unit that needed updated and renovated. And it was a doozy. It had all kinds of offices, low ceilings, lofts. Had to tear everything out. Now it's wide open space, and that is now rented to a new tenant, and we are back at 100% occupancy. But today, I wanted to talk about some of the tools I bought to do that job and a couple others. I guess really none of these applied to that job, but I have noticed something that Harbor Freight seems to be looking to change their image. They've introduced a couple new brands like Daytona, Doyle, Earthquake, Bauer, Vulcan welders. There's the Hercules electronics, and there is Pierre. Is that their pneumatic stuff, Pierre? Anyways, a bunch of new different brands. We're used to the house brands at Harbor Freight, the Pittsburgh and Chicago. I think I have some Chicago stuff. Here's a Chicago electric shears, power shears. Most of my automotive stuff is either Pittsburgh or Craftsman, and that stuff has been fine. But I've had a sort of love-hate relationship with Harbor Freight for most of my life because I love it. It's super cheap. More often than not, you can buy a tool at Harbor Freight cheaper than it is to rent it at Home Depot or Lowe's. And they have an amazing return policy, so if your junk inevitably breaks, it's gonna break. Within 90 days, you can take it back and get a brand new one. The bad part is it almost creates this disposable mindset, which I absolutely hate. And I'm guilty of it. Actually, when I was remodeling Unit 6, I wonder if I have any footage of this, the fire damage, I bought a pole saw from Harbor Freight, and that did what 2 men couldn't do in there in a day. It did it in an hour, just chopping down all those joists. And it was a completely disposable tool to me. It was cost $64, and at the end of the day, it was broken. The oil valve had leaked, and then it went in the garbage. But I do love the fact that there is that option. I don't have to go out and buy a $600 steel pole saw. I can spend $64 and get something that'll get me through the day. So that's the love-hate relationship with Harbor Freight. But I think that might be changing. Some of these premium brands are actually pretty darn good. So these are the tools that I've picked up recently. And the first one I want to look at is this Daytona floor jack. So this, with a coupon, it was $179. And this thing is honestly comparable to the Snap-on that they compare it to in the ads. So comparable, in fact, that Snap-on actually sued them. They've been in a 2-year lawsuit. If it's not coming out of the exact same factory as Snap-on, it is a inch-for-inch clone. So I use this to change the sway bar links in the minivan, and it was just awesome to use. It's not a cheap little, 2-ton jack. This is a quality tool that I believe is going to last my lifetime, or as much as I could want to use it. And for basically, $100 more than the cheap one, I think this is worth it. Similarly, my favorite tool on this bench right now is the Earthquake XT Extreme impact gun. So I compared this to a couple of the big box brands like Cobalt, and there really is no comparison. This is, mostly metal construction. The switches, you can tell, are all metal. It has good snap action feel. You get to tell pretty quick that this feels like garbage, and this feels really good. These are the Doyle hand tools. Now, rather than pay $50 for a set of these linesmen, these were $12 with a coupon, and they have a lifetime warranty. So, it's just kind of hard to spend $50 on a set of linesmen when these are $12 and they have a lifetime warranty, so what do you really have to lose? Lastly, for electronics, they've got the Bauer and the Hercules line, and in my opinion, this is still where Harbor Freight misses the boat. This is okay. You can kind of just tell that the pieces are just kind of junk. The stickers are peeling up. They didn't do a really good job there. Where I think we're getting with the electronics at Harbor Freight is that they're worth what you pay. This was $100 with a coupon, and I think it's worth $100. So whereas this is compared to a Snap-on and Mac, I think they actually are comparable to those brands, and if even they're half as good, they're still only a quarter of the price. This is a $100 portable bandsaw that you paid $100 for. Something I found interesting when researching this video is that Harbor Freight is actually a privately owned family business since 1977. So I think Eric and Alan were the father-son team that started it, and Eric is still the CEO to this day. So there's no shareholders to appease. they do have the option, if they want to completely change their image, they could start manufacturing quality tools. And I think that's what they're doing. I don't know if their end game is to just manufacture quality tools at decent prices, or temporarily manufacture quality tools at decent prices at maybe a loss, and then slowly ratchet back once they've established some more goodwill. So how do you know which tools at Harbor Freight are worth getting nowadays? It's even harder because, for example, they're now making new lines of Daytona lifts that are not comparable to Snap-on in their ads. So does that mean those are the cheaper quality ones, that they're riding on the coattails of the original 3-ton Daytona and making cheaper versions? I don't know. So I just have a couple of rules that I follow when I look up a tool at Harbor Freight. First is the reviews. I'm a sucker for a good review. And in the case of Harbor Freight, I don't buy anything less than 5-star reviews. If it has 4 stars, too many people will say, well, this is a great value at $30 or $40. So I'll give it 4 stars at least. It's not the perfect tool. Whereas if something like this, and I believe this all had 5-star, hundreds of 5-star reviews, it's probably a good bet. Second thing to look for is whether or not the coupon works. You'll notice that the infamous 20% off coupon at Harbor Freight that you should always be using, you can just bring it up on your phone, they'll scan it, you don't have to print it or anything. Anyways, you'll notice that in the fine print, that fine print is getting longer and longer and longer as they add every single one of these premium brands as an exception to that coupon. So that kind of sucks. You gotta kind of look at the prices at face value, or do you? I'll show you at the end of the video. The third way is whether or not they have a longer than 90-day warranty. So every tool at Harbor Freight has 90 days. That's why, you know, if you only have to do one job, it's so tempting. It sucks to throw a tool in the, you know, in the landfill, but for one job, it has 90 days. If it breaks, you just return it. This has a 3-year warranty. This has a lifetime warranty. I think these only have a 90-day warranty, but that actually kind of surprises me. This, I would imagine, have a much longer warranty. Anyways, if it has a longer term warranty, they've probably decided that it's going to last a long time, so you might as well too. If a tool is constantly breaking and you have to keep swapping it out for a new one, there's some opportunity cost there that you have to consider. And that's mostly why I don't buy anything that you plug in, any power tool from Harbor Freight. And sad to say, I think even now, I think I'm going to return this Bauer Portaband. So the 20% off coupons, I mentioned that those do not work on any of these new brands. Like Vulcan welders are supposedly pretty decent, and it doesn't work for that. How do you get the good prices? Google Harbor Freight coupon database. And I'm not affiliated, I should say, not sponsored by Harbor Freight and not sponsored by this website. The Harbor Freight coupon database has a domain that's way too hard to remember, but it allows users to upload coupons from all over the United States and the mailers that you don't get necessarily locally, but they're usable everywhere. And so that's how you get around the 20% coupon for these premium brands. They'll still discount them somewhere, and you can use that coupon that you find on the website. You can even track previous price history to see if it's a good deal or not. Really cool website. Whoever makes that, awesome job. That's about all I have. I just wanted to post something, a little, grease the wheels of the YouTube train for a second, just to get back in the rhythm of making videos. And as I was buying all these tools in the last couple months, I thought, there's something going on at Harbor Freight that maybe people don't know about. Oh, one other video I wanted to make. It's not worth the whole video, but my favorite tool at Harbor Freight. It's not a tool. Let me go get it. I'll be right back. And here it is. The box is a little beat up. It's been sitting in my truck because I swapped it out for a new one. I used this for the demo of Unit 4, and I am so thrilled with this that I have to share it somehow. So this is a cargo unloader for your pickup truck. Basically what you do, you put this tarp out, and it's got these this rod that goes at the end of your tailgate. You load up on top of the tarp and crank it, and it just slides everything off. When you go to the dump, you don't lift a finger. You literally just crank this thing, and everything in your bed just dumps off the back. I actually had the guy in the front end loader that pushes all the stuff in the landfill. He stopped me and said, "Where'd you get that?" And then 2 other trucks that were just there driving in and out stopped to ask what this thing was. And with the coupon, this is $35.99. And then the craziest thing, I put 1,800 pounds, I know because I did it at the scale house, 1,800 pounds of VCT flooring on this, and it was effortless. Just drag it out, and all of it just came right out on the ground. And I'm so thankful because I had to shovel all 1,800 pounds by hand into the bed of the pickup. If you own a pickup and you ever do any kind of hauling, pick up the 1-ton truck bed cargo unloader for sure. For $35, even if you don't have a planned use, buy it now and put it in your truck because it will save you tons of time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We will see you in the next one. Bye.